Yes, good morning, children. So, starting from question number 16. So, till 15, hope it is clear to you. Question number 16 says to find the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. These are the two plates of a capacitor. When the plates are separated by an insulated medium like air, paper, mica, etc. So we are going to find what is the ability of this parallel plate capacitor when the plates are separated by the insulated medium. So here the first plate has plus sigma surface charge density. Surface charge density means charge per unit surface. And the second plate has minus sigma surface charge density. The second plate is insulated. Already it is given in the principle of parallel plate capacitor. The field between the plates, it is represented by E, and small d is the distance between the two parallel plates. So here plus q minus q about it is the charge given to plate 1 minus q, the charge induced on the nearer face of plate 2, and charge plus q is induced on the further face of plate 2. As plate 2 is earth, the charge plus q being free, it flows to the earth. Capital A, it is area of each plate. D is the distance between the two plates. And as I already told, the sigma is charge per unit area. So Q by A, and E is the electric field between the plates. And the electric field between the two parallel plates is given by sigma by epsilon naught, which you have learned it in first chapter. It comes under the application of Gauss's theorem. The field between the plates is given by sigma by epsilon naught. Again, V is the potential difference between the plates. Potential difference between the plates is given as E into D, where E is sigma by epsilon naught. And again, sigma is Q by A epsilon naught into D. This I represent by equation 1. Again, the capacity of a capacitor is given by C naught is Q by V, the base formula for the capacitance. And what is C naught? It is C naught is the capacity between the two parallel plates when the plates are separated by air or vacuum. It's very simple. For the first equation, we found what is the potential between the plates of the capacitor. Potential between the plates of the capacitor. This is equation 1. Then equation 2 for the capacitance is Q by V. And very simple, substitute this V in equation 2. So after substituting, we'll get it as A epsilon naught by D. So this is the capacity of a capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor when the plates are separated by air or vacuum. Again, so this is a very important expression to find the capacity of a capacitor. See, the factors on which the capacitance depends is the area of each plate and the distance between the plates of the capacitor. So the size and the medium of the capacitor, it means a lot to learn on the dependence of the capacitance. Then question number 17 says the relative permittivity for dielectric constant relative permittivity or dielectric constant. Here the dielectric constant in terms of capacitance is defined as capacitance of a capacitor with dielectric in between the plates and the capacitance of the same capacitor with vacuum or air between the plates. And same in terms of electric field and Coulomb's force, we have defined dielectric constant. There, the dielectric constant is the ratio of the Coulomb's force between two charges when separated by vacuum to the capacitance of the same two charges when separated by medium. And same for the electric field also. So this dielectric constant is K is it is Cm by C naught. Cm by C naught, which we'll prove it in the next topic. Then we have the next question number 17 is this, and now question number 18. What is the expression for energy stored in a capacitor? The same diagram for the capacitor with plus Q on first plate and minus Q on the second plate, in the electric field between the plates of the capacitor. Then if we assume that at the intermediate stage, at any intermediate stage, if plus Q is charge on conductor 1 and minus Q on charge on conductor 2. So V, the potential between the conductors, C, the capacitance of the capacitor. And as we know, the potential difference is given by Q by C. And if dW is the small amount of work done in giving additional charge dQ to conductor 1, then the small amount of work done will be V into dQ. This expression actually comes from the concept of potential difference, electrostatic potential. Electrostatic potential is the amount of work done to bring the charge from one point to the other point. So here this is the work done when we deal with the charges and potential. So this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Substitute equation 1 in equation 2. Substitute V in equation 2. So dW is Q by C dQ. Now the total work done to give charge Q to conductor 1. So total work done is when we integrate this dW. Initial charge 0 and final charge is Q. On substituting this dV, which is Q by C dQ, on integrating and placing the limit, we get it as Q square by 2C. Again, Q is we know CV. Substituting, we get the work done as half CV square. So in terms of capacitance and potential, it is half CV square. In terms of charge and potential, it is half QV. Again, so this is about the energies, and this work done is stored in the form of energy. So energy is these are the three forms of the energy stored in a capacitor. Next question, that is question number 19. It is energy density of a parallel plate capacitor. Energy density is the total energy stored per unit volume. So total energy stored is half CV square from question number 18 we derived, divided by volume is the area of each plate into distance between the two plates. Then again capacitance between the two plates when the plates are separated by a vacuum or air is given by A epsilon naught by D and B is C into D. Substituting for C and V in this equation, we get it as half epsilon naught E squared. So this is the energy density, energy stored per unit volume of the conductor. It is similar to half CV square, half MV square, half LI square. So see the similarity of the expression for energy. Then SI unit is joule per meter cube, energy per unit volume. So joule per meter cube. So this is the expression and the SI unit for energy density. Now question number 20. To get what is to find the expression for common potential as and loss of energy on sharing charges. So here common potential and for loss of energy. Let us take two capacitors with capacitance C1 and C2. Say C1 is the capacitance of a capacitor at potential V1 and C2 is the capacitance of a capacitor at potential V2. So when these capacitors are connected by connecting wire, charge flows from a capacitor at higher potential to a capacitor at lower potential till their potential becomes equal and is known as common potential. Common potential. So total charge before sharing C1 V1 plus C2 V2. Charge is C into V, isn't it? So total charge before sharing is C1 V1 plus C2 V2. Total charge after sharing C1 plus C2 into V, where V is the common potential. So according to the conservation of charge, charge before sharing and charge after sharing is the same. So this is the equation that we get, and here where this common potential in terms of capacitance and potential of each capacitor is given as C1 V1 plus C2 V2 divided by C1 plus C2. Then energy before sharing is that is EI half C1 V1 square plus half C2 V2 square. Energy after sharing is half C1 plus C2 V square. So loss of energy during sharing is EI minus EF. So according to the needs, according to the form of question, according to the type of questions, you need to apply this concepts. So in your NCERT exercise, there are a few questions related to these concepts. Now, question number 21. What is meant by dielectric and dielectric polarization? Here, you know about insulators. So this dielectric also are insulators, but this dielectric, it transmits electric effects. That is the importance of dielectric. It transmits electric effects without actually conducting electricity. So dielectric is also an insulator which transmits electric effect without conducting electricity. Now, in case of a dielectric, the induced charge inside the dielectric, if it is II, and this induced charge is opposite to that of external field E naught. In conductors, we have learned that a stage comes when the induced electric field and the applied electric field, the external field, becomes equal and opposite, and thus the net field inside the conductor is zero. But inside the dielectric, this induced charge is of course opposite to the direction of the this external electric field, but they cannot equalize this induced charge and they cannot become equal for a dielectric. Only it tends to reduce the original field in the dielectric. Here, because of this induced electric field, it reduces the external field. Thus, the resultant field in the dielectric will be equal to E naught minus EI in the direction of E naught. Why in conductors there are many free electrons? That's the reason that EI and E naught at one stage becomes equal. But in a dielectric, there are very few electrons, and that's the reason they cannot equalize. But this EI will reduce E naught. So the net field inside the dielectric is E naught minus EI, and this phenomena is known as dielectric polarization. So this is about very important dielectric and dielectric polarization. Question number 22 is asking for finding the capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor with a dielectric slab of thickness T introduced between the plates of the capacitor. In the previous question, we have learned about the dielectric, that is in 21st question, and in the 18th or no, in the 16th question, we have learned to find the capacitance of a capacitor when the plates separated by a vacuum or air. Here the plates are separated by a dielectric. So that is means since we have to prove this particular case also, that is why we should know what is dielectric and dielectric polarization. So here it is see, this is the parallel plate capacitor with plus sigma first plate, minus sigma on the second plate, d the distance between the two plates, and small t is the thickness of this dielectric. E naught, it is the electric external field. It is directed from this positive to negative. This induced charges on the sides of the dielectric will give rise to induced electric field, and its direction is from this positive to negative, but opposite to E naught. So the net field inside the dielectric is E naught minus Ei. So this is the net field inside the dielectric due to dielectric polarization. So all it is given here, all the explanation of the parameters. C the capacitance of a capacitor, D the distance between the plates of the capacitor, T the thickness of the dielectric, A the area of each plate, this plus and minus sigma surface charge density on each plate of the capacitor, E naught uniform electric field, Ei induced electric field, E the effective field inside the dielectric. Now again the concept of capacitance, the first expression C is Q by V. Now to find what is the potential between the two plates of the capacitor. The potential difference between the two plates of the capacitor is equal to E naught D minus T plus E into T. What is this E naught D minus T? Here it says this E naught is only in the region of, only in this region and in this region. So the whole D minus T. So that is why it is E naught D minus T plus E into T. This E, it is only in this region, in the region of thickness T of the dielectric slab. So that is the reason that the potential difference between the two plates is E naught D minus T plus E into T. Then very simple, it is E naught D minus T, and what is E? E naught by K. In the first chapter we have learned about dielectric constant in terms of electric field. E naught K is E naught divided by E. Then take E naught by K, then take E naught out common. Then after that E naught is sigma by epsilon naught. Then again sigma is Q by A epsilon naught. Substituting this V in the first equation, as I told you, first equation is Q by V. Only need to find is what is this potential difference when the dielectric is introduced between the plates of the capacitor. So after simplifying, the potential difference equation comes out as this expression. Substituting this in the first equation, we get it as A epsilon naught divided by D, small d minus T plus T by K. Taking D out and is 1 minus. From here itself it is very clear. What is this A epsilon naught by D? C naught. C naught means capacitance between the two parallel plates when introduced, when the plates are separated by vacuum or air. So next expression is C naught. 1 minus T small t by small d plus small t by kd. This 1 minus says that in the denominator is less than 1. So it's very clear on introducing a dielectric between the plates of the capacitor. The capacitance increases. Why? Because the denominator is less than 1. And on solving this, we get K. This K comes out here after taking LCM and all. K comes out here and it is K A epsilon naught by D. But A epsilon naught by D is C naught. So Cm becomes K times of C naught. It's very, very important. The capacitance of a capacitor becomes K times on introducing the dielectric. The capacitance of a capacitor becomes K times on introducing the dielectrics. So here, these are the all the questions related to the concept based, means all the theory, its applications, the numericals and all I'll take in the next class. So here means at least you learn this and try to solve the exercise in the NCERT and the reasoning questions and all. So thank you children.